Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to the Dice Hour. It is April 17th, 2017. If you came in here looking at the thumbnail's date was wrong. Sorry about that. I probably should tweet out that I'm doing this now so people can pop in. If you have any questions, just ask them in YouTube. I don't have my phone on me right now, so I'm not going to be doing Q&A. There we go. It's been tweeted. All right, so I'm going to, if you have any questions for me, it seems like it's been a while since I've done this. I said that we might do some last week, but the internet at the hotel we were at was not good enough to pull this off. So I apologize for that, but I think the results of last week, the different things that we were able to talk about and get done, you'll see them flowing into the weeks as time goes by. Notice anything different behind me? That's right. You can't see the window. All right. Are games getting better in general? Yes. That's an easy question. How was the gathering of friends? It was excellent. It was a good time. I mean, I got to play a lot of games. I was certainly ready to come home when we were done because I just like to be home. I could play games for a while, but after a while, I just want to come home and see my family. Do you think Fantasy Flight Star Wars Destiny Dice will survive? I think so. They're running into the same distribution problems that WizKids ran into with Dice Masters, but I'm sure they'll overcome them and that the game will do well. I'm sure of it. It's Star Wars. What's my favorite Marvel Legendary small box and big box expansion? Small box is probably Guardians of the Galaxy, although I do like Fantastic Four. Big box, the first one, Dark City, maybe? I don't know. There's several good ones. New gamer, a little intimidated. Any advice, tips? Well, my advice, if you're a new gamer, is to not try to jump into the whole pool. Just get a couple games and play them. Have fun with those. Don't feel like you have to know everything or learn everything or, you come on this and, well, who are these people? You don't need to know who designers and publishers are. Just play a few games. And if someone looks down on you and goes, that's not fun, who cares? Have fun. Let's see here. Okay, I apologize, folks, but I feel like chat just deleted a whole pile of questions. Nope, there they are. Okay, got back to them. How are things going with the new location? Okay. One of the things I'm telling people, there's really a parallel between last year and this year. Last year, we had audio problem. We got new microphones. It took us a while to get the audio down, but we did get it down eventually. You're going to see those small changes made here. Because one of the things is we're trying to put out the content, too, as time goes by. So, like, for example, we have a backdrop now behind this, and we're working on other things that you can't see behind the scenes. And so you're going to see those things change slowly over time, but hopefully good. Have you tried the Tokaido app? I have not. Is Live RPG coming soon? Not sure when we're going to have that set up. How's your mother doing? She's not doing well. The doctor gave her 2 to 3 weeks, about 2 to 3 weeks ago. So at some point I may need to jet home. So we'll see what happens there. I had an argument with my friend. He says that there will be at least one game in the next 5 years that will rival the scope and mechanisms of Gloomhaven. Well, possibly. We're just guessing on that hand. We don't know for sure. Derek moved a couple games. Did you notice which ones? There's a ton of games moved behind me, not just a couple. What did you think of the Star Wars Episode 8 trailer? Meh. Look, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Star Wars. I like Star Wars, but this was just a lot of music, a lot of breathing, a few tiny clips. Didn't tell me anything. Nothing. You know what trailer was awesome? Thor Ragnarok. That trailer has me super pumped. I watched that trailer like 4 times. I love that. How do you feel about the Flux games? Well, I done a review on Math Flux last week. You should check it out. Favorite character of Marco Polo? The Moocher, although I don't remember which one it is. Whenever someone else gets resources, you get one also. This is a little weird. It is still it is like moving the chat off the screen, and I can't get back to it if I'm not fast enough. I better go through these questions first. So there's going to be some questions, obviously, that I'm going to miss here because it is scrolling them right off the screen. So that's really weird. I mean, it is literally scrolling them off, and I can't get back to them. Well, then I can get back to them. Well, whatever. You don't want to hear me talk about that. So let's get to questions. Okay, let's see here. I played Blood Rage for the first time as a two-player game, and it seemed to be missing the awesome stuff I heard about. Is the game just no good as a two-player game? I've never played it two-player, and I never will. I don't think it would work two players, but maybe it does. I just automatically assume almost all these games with any kind of conflict in don't seem to work with two players. I just assume that as a matter of course. What was your gateway game into the hobby? I don't know, maybe Uno when I was a kid or something earlier than that. I've been playing games my whole life. What's your opinion on the game Toledo? Sam said he liked it. It's only $25 on Amazon. I think it might be a steal. It is not a steal at $25. It is a $20 game. So you're losing $5. It's okay. It's not bad. It's just okay. It's not one of Martin Wallace's best games. It's not awful either. You're just moving on a path, picking up the stuff to buy a sword. I like it okay, but I wouldn't pay $25 for it actually. But then again, Sam does, so go with the different opinions. How did you personally get into gaming? Well, Lehigh Valley Hospital in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I was born, and that is how I got into gaming. Does Coliseum scale well? I think so. I played it with 3, 4, and 5, and it does well. Is Gloomhaven replacing Cosmic Encounter for you? Well, I don't believe I have given that impression at all. I don't think so. Do you have a review copy of Dark Souls, the board game, already? From what I understand, there is an embargo on Dark Souls reviews until Thursday. Will the stovepipe hat be making another appearance? Maybe. It's not a very comfortable hat. Let's see. What's the worst Spiel des Jahres winner? Well, fortunately, I've made a top 10 list of that on that very subject. Did you win your game of Cosmic at Snakes and Lattes? Oh, it is the absolute worst loss I've ever had in Cosmic Encounter. Bar none. I've never lost so poorly in my life. Still was fun, but wow, did I lose badly. Have you played Star Wars Rebellion before? Yes, I've done a review. You can find it on our channel. Have you had a chance to pay the King's Golem expansion for Alchemist? I have not paid him, but I have also not played that expansion. Do you think Kickstarter puts publishers in a conflict relationship with retailers? Yes, it does. Do you feel that publishers need to be more supportive of their distribution partners? No, I think publishers need to make games, good games. It's up to them what distribution model I have specific thoughts on which models they should use, but I don't feel like they need to be. No one needs to be anything. The most intriguing game I saw at Gathering of Friends, I cannot talk about yet. But lest you start worrying what mind-blowing game is he talking about? There was nothing mind-blowing, but I saw 2 games that I specifically liked a lot, and I will be able to talk about one of them very soon, I'm sure, and the other when they announce it. Are you planning to play the alternate reality game the guys from the Secret Cabal put together for the Kickstarter? Oh, probably not. I don't play any alternate reality games. I'm pretty busy as time goes by, and so anything I'm not doing that's not board gaming is something like, ooh, what extra things can I do? So I play some video games. I spend time with my kids. I watch maybe a movie with my wife. I read a lot in my downtime. I love to read. Just read a great series from Timothy Zahn, the Quadrail System, I think it's called. Oh, it's amazing. There was 5 books in the series, and I just burned through them like nothing else. Timothy Zahn can write. But I'm getting off topic here. Is Gloomhaven worth the hype, or do you think it's overhyped? Just reviewed it Sunday. Watch that. What's your favorite Dominion card? I did a top 10 list. It's Black Market. but you can go look at my top 10 favorite Dominion cards. My favorite base character class in Gloomhaven is I think it's Fedora is the name of my character, but I don't remember the class name. It's a spellcaster type character. That's my favorite so far. Let's see here. Is your preaching style in church similar to your editorials in Tom Thinks? I think so. But I mean, if you search for my sermons online, you can listen to them if you want to find that out. Any feedback from the studio's neighbors? They're nice people. We must have looked like we were setting up a safe house for aspiring. I don't think so. We're not acting suspicious, but we're also trying to not act suspicious, right? Okay, we're just acting like normal people. Where is the review for Smash Up? Oh, I've reviewed Smash Up a really long time ago. Did Kremlin inspire nothing personal? Yes. There's a lot of questions in here, folks, that people are saying, can you look for this review? But fortunately, on DiceTower.com, there's a search engine, and you can put in a review and see that we've done it. So I've either done the review or not, but you can easily find that out there. Or you can search to our YouTube channel, too. Do you sometimes play Cosmic with the technology cards? Sometimes, but not very often, actually. What was the initial feedback from fans in the first episode of the new format for episode 401? 501. So far, the feedback's been very positive. Suzanne was a very popular person. I assume that people will not be as thrilled with tomorrow's episode 502 because it's just a shorter episode, like I said, where we talk about games. And that's it, like 30 minutes long, maybe, if it's that much. We're just going to talk about games. So that's how every other episode's going to be. Who's going to be on episode 503? Let's narrow it down for you guys. How about this? I'll give you one clue. The top 10 list is you already know because you can go to our website and you can vote on it. And it's top 10 combat resolution, where you go and how do you determine combat in a game? So is it by rolling dice or drawing cards, what have you? Think of somebody in board gaming who you would not think that I would ask to do that list with me. And that's who my guest is. Probably the last person you would pick to do a combat resolution top 10. And it was their idea, not mine. I think it'll be fun. When did you make this into a career versus a hobby? It was a very long stretch. There was a few years where I was working this almost as a extra full-time job. And I said, okay, I can't do that anymore. So I either need to make it my full-time job or I need to scale back. And I took a chance and it worked out already. Did Z get LASIK? No, Z wears contacts. Is Gloomhaven good for 2 players? Yes, it is. What's a game that's similar to Twilight Struggle? 1989, for sure. Favorite Final Fantasy Tactics character? What a great question, because I'm playing through it again. My favorite character, obviously Orlando is the most powerful character. So he's probably not a good... My favorite characters are probably just your generic characters, but I specialize with them. I have a monk / dancer. And I know that dancers are like, most people frown on dancers. Like they're looked at as the least useful class. But I love using the dance with Forbidden Dance because it does random status ailments to enemies. And if you come into a bunch of hard enemies, the dancer can save your skin because she's poisoning and stopping and slowing all these enemies all over the board. And you can win a battle because of that dancer. So it's a secondary skill. And then I have a lancer, which I really like, / what's his secondary thing? Oh, a lancer / monk. I just really like the monks. For the named characters, if I take Orlando out of the mix, the pirate, Balthier, is really good. Just his special ability is just insanely cool. I like anyone with a ranged attack. All right. Let's see here. Do you plan to play any fan-made Time Stories expansions? I don't. I'm still on the fence about the Gloomhaven Kickstarter. I'll only have one other person to play it with. Well, if it helps at all, I play it mostly solo, and it's super fun playing it that way. Do you know if the Adventurer's Temple of Shock will be reprinted? Yes, I do know that. Let's not make our questions rude, Trevin. Let's see here. What percent of expansions do you think make the base game worse? I don't know. That's just a guess. With the hundreds and hundreds of submissions, how do you guys decide what games make the cut for reviews? Well, there's lots of things. We obviously are going to review hot games. We're going to review games, but it's mostly games that we like and look interesting. They're going to make the cut. The cut's not as bad as it sounds. I'd say if a game comes to us in the mail, there's higher than a 50% chance it will get reviewed at this point. Do the changes to YouTube paying system not paying any more below 10,000 views affect you much? I don't even know what that means. I'll have to look that up later. Do you have an opinion on backing extra copies of a Kickstarter game as an investment? I don't know that I would do it personally because of the position I'm in, but it seems like a decent idea. I have not played the Clank app. Will Dice R be at Board Game Geek Con Spring? We will not. Can you tell me the name of the shelves you're all using? Calyx? That's right. I need to put that in the FAQ. First thoughts of Yamatai. I'll hang on to that. Our review of that's going up this week. But we're doing a Miami Dice, so you'll hear from all three of us. What are the monkey statues on the shelves? I just went to some store, it was like a world store with different statues from around the world, and they were like really cheap. They were like $8 each or something. And I like gorillas. I like these. I mean, it's a little dangerous to have these, but because they're if you drop this, it would break. But I just like them. I like monkeys and gorillas. Let's see. I'm trying to speed a little bit quickly here through questions, so I'm going to be skipping more folks just so I can try to catch up on time because I see that I'm 12 minutes behind. What application do you use for live streaming? I use OBS. If you were going to design a game, what kind of game would you design? I think I would design a tile-laying game about fishes and possibly a mobster-based game. And I think I would call that one Nothing Personal. If games are getting better, will they ever plateau? I doubt it. I think they'll just always get better. Now that you have the new office, have you increased your max game numbers? Sort of, but not for the reasons you think, mostly because I left all the kids' games at home. So there are some empty holes in here, but not too many, and I don't plan on keeping that many new games. If I solve the puzzles for Escape Room, the game, and write down the key sequences, could I make my own puzzle using those keys for my own classroom? I don't know. You'd have to try that. It seems like that would work. Top 10 sequels to board games. Maybe. We need a Slack channel. We do have a Slack channel. Does Kemet actually work with 2 players? Yes. I see the original Coliseum behind you. How do you feel the new Kickstarter edition compares? There's a few things that are better about it, but I'd rather have this version myself. Have you already tried Too Many Bones? No, I haven't even seen it, let alone played it. In your review on Android Netrunner, you said you would come back and review it again one day. Will you do a revisionist review? I will not. Sorry, I got rid of it. So my review is, great game, but the metagame is too much for me. What's your processing for organizing your game on your shelf? I don't know. I just stick them on. In a climate of companies being bought, do you think Vasel's Law will still apply? Yes. Will there ever be an expansion for Nothing Personal? I believe there's already 3 of them. Gloomhaven for someone new to Dungeon Crawls? I don't know. I don't know about that. Gloomhaven's there's a lot going on in the game. What are your thoughts on Talisman? I dislike it. That's probably pretty mild. Actually, I hate it. Any current Kickstarter games catch your eye? Ask me next week. Going on a gaming weekend with 40 people next weekend. What game should we bring? Just ones you like. I don't know who you're gaming with, where you're gaming, what you're doing. Just take games that you like. Have you already tried Chemistry Flux? I have not. What new top 10s will show up? Well, we just had one last week. Top 10s. I originally called it what I call it. Games we like despite the theme, but we change it to good games, bad themes. But it's really games we like despite the themes. You've written a review of Ticket to Ride Mystery Train, says you always use it. Do you still use it since you have 1901? Ticket to Ride Mystery Train. Ticket to Ride Mystery Train. Why is that not ringing a bell to me? Ticket to Ride Mystery Train. Man, sorry, my mind has gone blank here. What? I've obviously, this added, oh, it added those, man. I forgot about these. Wow, you're right. 1901 replaces for me. I would always play with these characters. I still have them somewhere, I guess. Double the value of one of your tickets, worth 10 or less at the game end. Choose a destination. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, but see, these were only small tickets, so they probably don't fit with the new versions of Ticket to Ride. Huh. Well, that's a really interesting thing that was pointed out to me. Thank you. Let's get back to the live chat. I'm now only 13 minutes behind. Coffee or energy drinks? I drink energy drinks every once in a great while because I don't really like the taste of them. I don't think they're good for you. I just do it like when I'm driving, I need to stay awake. And I never drink coffee. I don't like it. I drink tea, a cup of tea each morning. Usually a half cup of tea, actually. And I would drink more hot chocolate, but hot chocolate's not as good for you. The tea, I drink no sugar in my tea, usually. Are review embargoes a common thing now for board games? I thought that was just a video game thing. It's not common, but if Dark Souls board game is from a video game company, or it's kind of tied to it, so you'll see that from them. The Mechs vs. Minions was the same thing. That's just how video board games do things. Some board game companies have done review embargoes, and I get them occasionally. I don't usually talk about them. Here's the deal. If you're a board game company and you make, Flubaka Chamaka, okay, that's your new game, and it's not that big of a game, and you tell everyone, there's a review embargo. Us as reviewers will be like, sure, and we would honor it, but we probably wouldn't. We just review it whenever anyway afterwards. It wouldn't be like, this has to go up the day the embargo ends. That just wouldn't happen. Days of Wonder could pull it off. Simon could pull it off. Some of the bigger companies, Fantasy Flight, whatever, they could pull it off. But for most companies, they'd be like, there's a review embargo, and it even happens. You just don't even know about it because, again, most of the companies that demand it are small companies. We're like, okay, we'll wait. But we're not, there's no rush to get them out either. Are you going to do a comparison video over Escape the Room, Exit the Game, and Unlock? I don't know yet. There's actually a fourth one that I'll be reviewing this week is Deckscape from DV Games. So that one's going to be reviewed this week. Escape the Room and Unlock, or Exit the Game, and Unlock. I'm not sure when they will be reviewed because I played one of each. There's 3, and I don't think each one warrants its own review. So I'm going to review all the Exit the Rooms together and all the Unlocks together. I just want to play all of them. My family's really loving this genre right now. So, do you still have your Star Wars CCG cards? I do not. Do you know that there's an active community of players who still play out tournaments? I do know that. Are you intrigued by the idea of the Gloomhaven world being expanded in the next few years? Sure. But, I mean, it's a lot of fun now. I don't necessarily need more. But the question was about all the different escape rooms. Comparing them, I'll probably compare them at some point. But so far, here's the general gist. I really like all of them. I'm loving this genre. And then if you had to ask me what's your favorite one, it might be Escape the Room. I really like that one, but I really like all of them. They all have something different. Is there a secret meeting a level above Gathering Your Friends? Is there a secret Illuminati of board game designers? No. And Gathering Your Friends is not this whole big secret thing. It's just some good friends who've gotten together. I'm actually in the lower echelons of this, like these group of friends, and they're like I'm one of the youngest people there. Actually, they've been gaming together for 20 years. They like to get together. There's publishers and designers and stuff there, but they get together. They have a good time, and they invite people. They don't want a gazillion people there, and so I could understand people like, oh, I wish I could go. But the fact is, there's a board game convention being held every week. You can go to one of those. So you're not really like missing out on anything fantastic. It's useful to me to go to these things. But if they said, hey, you can't come back anymore, I'd be okay. I just go somewhere else. I read a few Discworld books. I listened to your top... I love questions like this. I listened to your recent Top 10 Deck Builder podcast, and I was interested as to why Battle of Hogwarts wasn't on the list. Was it not top 10 material? Well, by definition, if it isn't in the top 10, then it's not top 10 material. It's okay. I like it. It wouldn't even make my top 30 probably. Eric likes it a lot more than me. My wife and I like Lost Cities. Can you recommend something similar that's less based on luck and more on strategy? Battle Line or Shot and Totten. Do you prefer Jorvik or Speicherstadt? I don't think I played the original one, so I'll just say Jorvik. I just played Jorvik last week, actually. How do I convince someone to move away from Monopoly and Clue and try a proper board game? Well, first of all, you can't call their games not proper board games. What game would you recommend to try and convert these people? Look up our top 10 gateway games. Those are the ones that I would recommend. Have you read Stranger in a Strange Land? Yes, I have. I don't really like the book, honestly. I think it's... I like early Heinlein better than his later stuff. But I do say the word grok. But Stranger in a Strange Land is just meh at best for me. What are your favorite video games? We've done a top 10 list on that, so you can see that, actually. Do you find you miss being at home with your family now that you work away from the house? Kind of, sort of, but I found that when I go home, I'm home more than I was before. When I go home, I'm making sure I do stuff with the family. So I think they're actually liking it better, hopefully. What was the most exciting thing that happened to you in the past month? I had tandoori shrimp. That was really good. How was your time at the Blue Jays game? Great. The Blue Jays did not have a good time, though. Tom, what GMT games except for Twilight Struggle in 1989? My Best of Publishers GMT games is going up this week, so just wait for that. You enjoy Airlines Europe? Have you played Chicago Express? Yes. Do you think they're similar? No, because I do not like Chicago Express. Is Pitch Card Mini worth the money? I've never played it. Is there any beef between designers? Are there any two who can't be invited to the same convention? I don't know if there's not any who can be invited to the same convention. But are you asking, are there designers who don't get along? Oh, yes. But that's like saying, are there people who don't get along? People just don't get along sometimes. But don't read into that. Don't be like, is it Bruno Catala and Eric Lang really hate each other? No, it's nothing like that. I'm just saying there's people who don't get along. That's all. Sorry, don't mean to be sniffing on the mic. Have you had a chance to look at the alternate roles for Vast? I have not. Your actual impressions about Scythe, please. If you watched my review of Scythe, I give them there. It's still on my shelf, so I don't feel like I was lying about it there, my actual ones. Do you find yourself appreciating euros more as you get older? Well, I think it's just a form of currency. I mean, money is useful. I don't use euros that much here in America. We use dollars here for the most part. But I mean, if someone gave me 100 euros, of course I'd appreciate it. But I mean, it is just a currency. It's just money. I don't know if my thoughts on money change as time gets higher. If you were a millionaire, what's one thing you'd buy for your new studio? More people. Not that I would buy people, but I would hire people. How's that? Oops, fell behind. Where am I? What is a new segment about Kickstarter going to entail? You'll find out when that comes out. What game would you like to play giant size? Any kind of dexterity games. I think they're fun to play giant size. Is Hasbro's Cosmic Encounter worth $15? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, the ships are really cool, but there's only 20 aliens. It's so few aliens compared to the 50 that come in the Fantasy Flight version. Not to mention they have 20 come out in each expansion. There's 195, or if you have the bonus, 196 aliens for Cosmic Encounter. That's a ton of aliens. How high do you think Gloomhaven is right now in your top 100? Well, I actually know what it is. Has your mailman received his due of thanks for all the games they deliver? I actually make sure to tip my mailman, give them a Christmas gift, things like that, because it's not just the games, but they just deliver a ton of stuff. Like even these. I buy these off the internet because it's cheaper than going to the store and buying them. Well, they delivered them. That's a heavy thing to carry. I feel bad. The answers are the best with mimics. Maybe. I never was a huge fan of the mimic. Oh, the calculator I'm a huge fan of, but not the mimic. Copying someone else's, meh. Are you playing Final Fantasy Tactics on the original disc or on some digital download? No, I'm playing it on my iPad. There's an app for it now, and it works great. Originally, it was kind of annoying because you had to press the buttons to move things around like a digital controller. But now you can just touch the spaces where you want to move to. Amazing. Amazing. You said Century Spice Road blows Splendor away. Did you really mean that? I did. I thought I heard you say at some point that you were coming to Grand Con this year. Is that true? Yes. Right now, our convention list is, and this could possibly change, but likely not. Next month, we'll be at CMONCon. June, we'll be at UK Gaming Expo and Origins. July, Dice Tower Con. August, Gen Con. September, Grand Con. October, Essen. November, PAX Unplugged. December, Dice Tower Cruise. Which video was the most fun for you to create? The Vasco da Gama apology or how to play games with children? Which I keep meaning to redo that video. We will eventually. Although, I have another really fun video that me and Melody are going to do together, and she's sick right now. So when she feels better, I think you guys will enjoy it. Well, hopefully. The thought of it, I think people will enjoy. HeroScape Customs, yay or nay? Customs made by other people or yourself? Yay, I like them. And for other people, excuse me, I'd rather have other people do it. I don't like putting stuff together. What is the likelihood that in 1 year you'll be able to have a top 10 solo game since you keep finding new games you like solo? I think it's 2. So it will be a while. Are you looking forward to Essen this year? Not really. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fun to go to, but I'm not really thinking about it. It's so far away. Right now, I'm thinking about, well, one, I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to go to Nebraska to see my dad at least. 2, next week, me and Derek, our video editor, who did a live Q&A last week, we're flying to NAB. It's a digital convention, video convention in Las Vegas, a big convention, and I'm excited about that. Because this is the kind of thing that's really useful, right? If we get a lot of criticism as Dice Tower because people say we do stuff off the cuff, that our productions are amateur and shoddy, and I don't like that, right? I never have. If you go back and look at our 2008 videos where I would do a review with just the computer and I'd be showing pieces there and talking. I feel like one of the strengths that we have as a Dice Tower is that we have fun personalities, or maybe not. Okay, maybe you don't like my personality, but I think we're not boring. I think that what we do is interesting and we're good at speaking, or at least we speak. I don't know if we're good at it. But we're always trying to get better. And I think people forget sometimes how far we've come, but we always are making small incremental changes. because for me, it's important to get a lot of content out there. Sure, I could make a video that looked amazing and spend all week working on one video, but I want to have a library full of amazing games that we've reviewed, or bad games, whatever. I think that's useful. I was just reading today some people talking back and forth about most reviewers only review games that they like, and that's fine. I mean, if that's what you want to do, but I think to do full service to the viewers, somebody has to review the bad games, right? So that's what we'll do. We'll review the bad ones. We'll review the good ones too. Hopefully, if we review bad games, that makes our review of good games that much better. If I say every game is awesome, like Jason, but not really. Jason doesn't say every game's awesome. But what if I said every game was awesome? Then when I say a game's awesome, it doesn't mean anything. But when you saw me review Gloomhaven last week and I said it was a 10 out of 10, that means something because I don't give 10 out of 10s all the time. In fact, I very rarely do. And if I give a game a bad review, you're like, oh, it's not because of whatever reason. He does give out bad reviews. So to do that, though, we got to do more reviews. So we're constantly trying to make things better. We're constantly saying, how can we make each step better? You've noticed our audio has gotten better. Our video has gotten better. We're definitely better at live streaming than we had before. Do we have a ways to go? Oh, yes. And that's why we're going to go to NAB. Because it's a way for me to learn about, hey, oh, this mic, that might be a good mic for me to use. This video camera or this, the more I learn, I'm always reading, I'm always studying, I'm trying to get better at what we do. What new editing tip can we use? And I encourage you guys to talk back and forth. You find something new in editing, tell the other guys about it. And hopefully you can see a huge difference in our videos that we do today than before. And I'm going to keep pushing for that. We're not amazing editors. We're amateurs. But hopefully we will get better at any given point in time. All that from you asking me if I was going to Grand Con. I'm now 20 minutes behind on questions, so I'm going to zoom really fast here. No meeple statues on the shelves? Yeah, just on the other shelf. When will the Only Time expansion come out? I'll be reviewing that soon, actually. Tell us how your Wrathscaler table's doing? It's fine, it's just in the other room. But we'll be doing live plays. We might do a live play this week just to test out the system. Our sound in the other room is not yet done. It will be a while before it's done. But we might do a live playing through there because it might not be so bad. We're going to test it out. What's your favorite movie? Well, we did our top 10 favorite movies, but my favorite movie is, I consider the Lord of the Rings trilogy a single movie. What do you think about the Gloomhaven second printing? Well, I backed the upgrade pack from the first edition. But it's not like I hate the first edition, but I want those dials. You have 2 copies of Flick 'em Up behind you? No. 1 copy of Flick 'em Up and 1 copy of Junk Art. I don't know why I can't imagine that. All right, I'll be back in 1 second, folks. Give me just a few seconds. Sorry about that. And I'm back. Hopefully the sound is back on. Let me make sure. Yep. All right. Wasn't that thrilling? Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Top 10 mobster games? Yeah, that's coming this week. Let's see. Will you be posting a live playthrough through Expedition Endurance? No. I've said this many times that I don't know how to get this out there for the world to see, but we did record all of it, and the video files just went kaput. Sorry about that. Have you played the pack of games yet? No, but Z is playing through them. He'll be reviewing them. Initial thoughts on Stop Thief's design? Looks fantastic. Any order you'd recommend playing the Time Story expansions in? Play them in any order that they were published, I think. Remember, don't ask the same question over and over and over again, because then I won't answer any more questions that you ask. Do you ever just want to say, forget board games and spend a whole weekend playing Hearthstone or D&D? No, but I have been playing a lot of Hearthstone lately. If you want to find me on Hearthstone and add me as a friend, I think my name is Dice Tower. I will likely never play you. You can always ask, though. You never know. I'm not online that often. I'm really bad. I usually just play the computer. I just got some packs of the new set and been playing with those and having fun. I like the new adapt mechanism. The dinosaurs are a fun theme for me. I'm enjoying it, but I don't play it for a whole weekend. I play like 6 games and I'm like, all right, let's go do something else. If you could hire another full-time position, what would it be? The next full-time position I would get would be an administrator. Well, a glorified secretary, essentially, is what I need next. We briefly tell the story of how you and Sam were together in Korea and then coincidentally ended up at the same church in Miami. Well, it did happen, but it wasn't as coincidental as you think. Sam moved to California, got a job there. Then he was looking for something, and I was looking for something, and we both went to the same college. And so we were using the same college's sheet, of job listing. And so the chance that we both found the same place, maybe we both had the same likes and dislikes, and so when we met the person who had a job for us at the church school, they were an instant liking for that person, I'm sure. So, with Asmodee buying Catan, do you think we'll ever see a 5 to 6 player expansion for Star Trek Catan? Ooh, that's interesting. That's a good question, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I hope so. Let's see here. We do a best of publishers for Dutch publishers. White Goblin, Quitted, Game Master. I'm probably definitely going to do White Goblin and Quitted. The Game Master list might be really short. I don't really like most of their games. They might have some I like. Let's see here. At what point is buying a game table worth it? When you can buy it and it doesn't break your bank, right? When you can buy it and not worry about the amount of money you spent. Do you like stop motion animation? It's okay. Have you thought about making your own Time Stories plugin? No. Have you already updated on the Imperial Assault app? No, I just know that they announced it. That's it. You have very nice components for your personal Marco Polo. What exactly? What indeed? Where is Marco Polo? All right, so let's see what I did to my Marco Polo. Well, first of all, apparently the box opened up a little bit in here. First of all, I replaced the gold with little gold bars. Secondly, I have these cases in there. These are cases from DV Games. They hold everything nice and neatly. So, like, for example, you can see here, each color is in their own case, so that's nice. And I upgraded. This is also from Meeple, from Stonemeyer Games. Little bags here. And I upgraded the cloth to piles of cloth, little cloth bags that you can do. Unfortunately, I haven't found a good upgrade for the camels yet. So the gold bars are obviously the nicest thing I have. But that is what I've upgraded. I'm very happy with this one. It looks really nice when it's set up. Marco Polo is such a good game, too. Can you give suggestions or a company recommendation for having a prototype board created that looks professional? Game Crafter would be good for that. Do you ever think we'll see another Rise of Memoir 44? Yes, I really think you will. I talked to Days of Wonder. Do you recommend reading the Ender's Game sequels and spin-offs? Ender's Shadow is a really good book. You would think that having written the exact same story practically from a different point of view, I'm like, I don't want to see that. but it wasn't exactly that. In fact, there's only a few chapters that are crossover. It's really good. I like Ender Shadow, and I like all the follow-up set. They're very political after a while, but I enjoyed them. I enjoyed them all the way up to the end, and I also enjoyed kind of where they intersect it briefly. Just, it was really neat. I did not read all the Ender spin-offs where he went off and did different things. I only read the Bean and the Bean spin-off ones. Smash Up or Ultimate Warriors? Oh, they're very different games. Probably Smash Up, but I like them both a lot. Chupa 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 chupa. What's the meanest game you still have in your collection? Lifeboats. How can I become a playtester? Oh, I promise you, just go to Board Game Geek. I'm sure someone will let you playtest for them. It's official. Katala and Lang hate each other. Yeah, that's a good way to get in there. I think they meant Euro Games, Tom. I don't know who meant what. That's confusing. What's my favorite character from Arcadia Quest? Definitely Tomric, or the Monkey King. I like the Monkey King a lot. Will you share something exciting that will happen this year at Dice Tower Con that has not yet been announced? Okay. At some point, probably Saturday morning, some of us at the Dice Tower, and by some of us I mean, so far, me, but probably a few others, are going to play in a mega, although it's going to be a truncated mega game. I thought that would be a fun thing to do, so we're going to do it. And maybe if you come, you'll have a chance to be involved too. We can't fix the files for the Expedition Endurance. We all tried. I tried many different things. It was the way they were recorded. I tried something new, which I thought would work for sure, and it did not. So it's my fault that they messed up, not Derek's. Wow, this one person really likes talking about Twilight Struggle, that's for sure. Would you rather play a game about manufacturing phones in South Korea or about dwarves inner tubing through the Grand Canyon? Well, I think the tubing through the Grand Canyon sounds fun, whether dwarves or not. What's a top 10 you want to do but can't do to lack of games in that category? Well, good, like election games. There's not very many of those. I wanted to do a top 10 list. What did I was working on a Mad Scientist one, but I don't think I have enough games with Mad Scientists in them, honestly. If I do it, it's going to be just a top 5. I keep looking to see if you're online in Hearthstone. Yeah, well, I'm not most of the time, right? So Hearthstone, like, rips through the battery. Yeah. Some people talk about, they're like, don't let the vocal minority rattle you. I understand that, right? Although there's more than a vocal minority who, well, I don't know if there's vocal. There's a lot of people who don't like the Dice Tower. I mean, if you think I'm wrong, go post something like, I like this review by the Dice Tower on Reddit, and you will find a lot of people who will viciously dislike us. And that's fine, okay, people don't like us. But when people make points, like they'll say, you know, their production looks shoddy, that bothers me a lot, right? That's something I'm like, oh, hey, I want to make that better. Not that I'm going to sit there and go, well, you know. When people say Tom is arrogant, there's not a lot I can do about that. I can try to be, I hope I'm not that arrogant, but I mean, I can try to, like, to not make it look like I'm arrogant. When people say, I hate Tom's taste in games, well, there's nothing I can do about that, and I hate your taste in games too, buddy. But no, I don't. I'm sure you're fine. But I just don't worry that much. But I do like to, when a lot of people say, oh man, their camera angles aren't so good. Well then, okay, how can we make the camera angles better? One negative thing, I throw away. 2, I go, huh. I get like 10 emails about something, I start thinking about it more. That's all. Do you enjoy doing this kind of video? You don't look like you do. Oh, I'm sorry. I really do enjoy doing this. I'm not sick, but I think I have some allergies right now or something to that effect. I'm really having a good time. I apologize if it looks like I'm not. Dice Tower needs better aesthetics. Sure. Opinion on Clockwork Wars. It's on sale right now at CSI, and I'm thinking about checking it. I know nothing about it. It's a huge, expensive game. It doesn't look like it deserves to be a huge, expensive. The cartoons and music are terrible. See, folks? It's not a vocal minority. It's just a vocal a lot of people. Were you shocked when TI3 was toppled by Blood Rage, or did you see it coming? Oh, man, we knew about that like 6 months in advance, for sure. Do you think you'll ever try out scripted reviews? I don't like scripted anything. I've done it before. In fact, some of my stuff is scripted. Do you know which ones are? It's up to you to find them out, but I don't like it as much. The CGI on Board Game Breakfast with the Water and the Rainbow was really awesome. I was a little worried about that because I was worried that the water would be so loud it would drown me out. But man, if you're by Niagara Falls, why would I not use that as a background for a recording? It's just really cool, right? I was really glad to be there. I couldn't believe I would go to Niagara Falls. I dragged Jason with me, right? Because Jason stays up to like 3 in the morning. I don't. I go to bed at midnight. Usually that's the latest I'll go at a convention. But then I'm up at like 7. Let's go. So I went at 8:30. Jason was like, oh, with the camera. But I'm surprised how few people go to Niagara Falls at 8 in the morning. I went there every morning. I walked to Niagara Falls. It was like 5-10 minutes from the hotel. Maybe 15, but still not that far. And there was almost no one there. It's amazing. It's like this wonder of the world. And people are sleeping. It's all to myself and you guys now. Is Gloomhaven, can it be played casually? Do you really need to get into it? I really think you need to get into it. I don't think it's a game you can play casually. 2017 seems like it's churning out great games. Gloomhaven, Santorini, Century Spice Roads. You're right. What other games from 2017 have I added so far? I've added Ethnos to my collection from Simon. I'm looking around here. What else have I added? You're right, but I did add those 3. I'm going to exclude expansions for now. I added New York Slice, but that's kind of a reprint of an older game, so I'm not going to count that one, I guess. Oh, Yokohama, I added here. That's a new game. Although I guess that came out last year or whatever. I mean, I don't add a ton of games. There's not many games that I'm playing that I'm reviewing over the next few weeks that I plan on adding, because I can only add so many more games, but that doesn't mean there's still not a lot of great games coming out. How big of a table would you recommend for Gloomhaven? Whatever it is, you're going to use all of it. You need at least a 3x6. How many Dice Tower Essentials games? There was 4, and 3 more are being released this year. So that would make us go up to 7. If you're wondering, Sheriff of Nottingham is the best seller of all 4 so far. Still the first one. Thank you, by the way, if you're watching this and you came to Snakes and Lattes on Friday, thank you. It was really great to see everybody. I'm really sorry I couldn't play a game. There's a few people I met who, I know I didn't get to play a game with them, and I feel really bad about that because we only had time to play so many games, but I tried to play games as many different people as possible. Any plans for a forthcoming live play? Oh, what's wrong with me? Excuse me. Man, these allergies. Any plans for live play? Yeah, but I mean, we don't have any set live plays right now. There's a lot of things we have to do this week, like preparation and videos and recording and all that jazz. So we try to get front load as much of that as possible. Like today, I recorded 8 videos. And tomorrow I'm going to try to record another 8 videos if I possibly can or whatever. I'm trying to get as much of that done. And I'm making preparations for conventions, and there's all sorts of things that are going on. So I can't just record all the time. The live plays are usually going to be at the end of the week just to make sure we can get them in. I'm now only 12 minutes behind. Is Pandemic Legacy still worth buying if you don't really enjoy playing it? If you don't like playing Pandemic, don't get Pandemic Legacy. You know, when it comes to books and authors, someone mentioned liking a book but not the author. I just try to take that out of it to some degree. I'm just reading the book. I'm never going to agree with any author on everything anyway, and especially whatever they might do in real life or not real life, what have you. So I just read the book and enjoy it, whether the person is nice. Now, I can tell you, I met Timothy Zahn in person. He's a great person. He's a great guy. I met Michael Stackpole. Any author that I've ever met in person has seemed very nice. But I just don't think about that much. I just like reading the book. Can you explain again the difference in the passenger mechanic from Markland to the Germany expansion version? Okay, great. In Markland, you decide, once you build your routes, you decide at a certain point, I'm going to move a passenger. And you move them along, and you can pay like passengers to move them on other people's car routes, and then you get the point token for each city that you move them to. And it's the top of a stack of point tokens. So the earlier you move them, the more point tokens you get. So it's kind of like a push your luck thing. You want to move them quickly, but you don't want to wait too long, because if you wait too long, then you won't. If you wait too long to move them, then the good point tokens are gone. And the new one, there's a certain amount of meeples that are in each city, and as soon as you connect cities, you can take one of the meeples from one of the cities. And I think I might be off slightly on this. At the end of the game, you have the most points for having the most of those meeples. So it's not quite the same thing. It's actually closer, in my opinion, to Pennsylvania, the stock market one. Best con to go into Las Vegas for playing games? MeepleCon. By the way, if you're in Las Vegas next Monday and Tuesday, I might be able to do something. I don't know. Do designer publisher beliefs affect your reviews or your willingness to review them? No, that's actually what I was just talking about with books. There are some designers who I don't agree with, politically, philosophically, what have you. Doesn't change one whit on how I review their game. Publishers is usually the same, with the exception of if I believe a publisher has done crooked things, I may say I'm not willing to review their games. I won't make a big deal about it. I just won't do it. Or if there's an extremely unethical thing that a publisher has done, I may just say, well, then I'm not reviewing that game because I'm not going to help you. I'll talk about one that doesn't affect me at all. But the HeroScape, the reprint that they did over in Spain, that was like a 25th anniversary, but was like not sanctioned by the designers or publishers. I mean, they just basically stole the game and printed it. I won't review that game if it ever comes out. I don't know if it did or not, because that's stealing and that's wrong. So that one's very public. Everyone knows about that. But there's stuff that happens behind the scenes, and I won't review those either, usually. Which Dice Tower peeps will be at GrandCon this year? That will be myself and Z Garcia. I hate Tom's taste in beards. Oh, I don't taste beards. Although me and Chief Sokotoa one time, we were on Beardonia, and it was it was during the 7th Crimson War, and there was a group of guys who would grow beards on command, and those beards were used as weapons. It was a very deadly thing. But we found that the red-headed ones there was like a poison in their beards. But we did find the antidote, although that was a different century that we found that antidote. But that was kind of a strange thing. Do you think Rising Sun will be as huge as Blood Rage? That I don't know. I mean, obviously the Kickstarter was. Will people like it as much as people still are going bananas over Blood Rage. Will people still be doing that with Rising Sun? That's something we're going to have to wait and see. How do you feel about tabletop simulators? Is it a good thing for the industry or not? I don't see why it's not. You can play games with somebody across the world now. That's fantastic. Will you ever try your hand at designing again? Or That question scrolled off the screen. It wasn't important anyway. We'll just have to wait and see on the answer to that question. Looks like you got more room in your game wall now. No, I really like having these holes here. I think it looks better in the background too. It's not just a wall of games. Now it's a wall of games and dice towers and gorillas. What do you think about the new printing of brass? I don't know, but it looks gorgeous. And Roxley Games is making very few mistakes. They're doing a great stuff. So I'm excited about that. If you met someone in real life that's asked sometimes rude questions, would you still try and play with them or make an excuse? I don't know. Depends how nice they seem in life. I try to play games with most people. Now, there are some times, I won't lie, that I play a game with someone. I'm like, okay, they seem like a nice person, but I don't know that I want to play another game with them because they take 2-hour turns. And that's just the way it is. Because I want to play games that are fun, and if one person really analysis paralysis can really slow a game down. I've also played a few games in my life, not that I can remember any time recently, where people were jerks. You don't want to play with them anymore either. But for most part, you give anybody a good first chance, right? Do you believe certain games get higher ratings than they really deserve because of the designer being famous? Maybe, but Reiner Knizia is arguably one of the most famous game designers of all time, and he has some really, really low-rated games on the Board Game Geek, so I don't think that that's necessarily true. Are you more Village Attacks or Massive Darkness? I don't actually understand that. What happened to Gangrene the Green Gorilla? Oh, well, that's a really long story. I don't have time to go through all that. But Chief Sokoto, I'll tell you that next time. Ask me next time. We only have time for one Chief Sokoto anecdote per episode. Have you tried the PA UK version of Ticket to Ride? I have. Let's see here. Do you think Will Wheaton's Tabletop has had a positive influence on board gaming? Yes. What do you think of Will Wheaton and Tabletop? It has a positive influence on board gaming. Would you ever make a guest appearance? I've never been asked. I don't think I will be asked. We'll see if they even do another season. But to be fair, I was asked to fly out and join the live Tabletop Day feed in California with them. I don't know if it would be with Will Wheaton or not. I was asked by the folks who ran Tabletop, and that was extremely nice of them. That's an expense I don't know that I can afford, and with my mom in the hospital, I wasn't sure if I could pull it off, so I have declined at this point in time, which is unfortunate. I'd like to go out to LA, but it would be a lot of flying to play a game that would possibly be shown live or whatever. I think I'm the only reviewer not to be doing it, but it is what it is. But so I guess obviously that they know who I am then. Would you consider a top 10 things designers should stop doing as a companion to the publisher one? Oh, that might be coming at some point in time. Let's see here. Now that you're located at Dice Tower Studios, who are you going to tell to shut the door? I'm telling you, shut the door. Okay, and so that's actually it, because time is up here. So thanks so much for watching. We'll be trying to do more live Q&As, maybe just besides, I'll try to do one each week, right? But you notice that Derek did one last week and Sam did one the week before that. You might see Z do one. You might see some of us together do one. The more of these Q&As, the more we can get feedback and talk to you guys, and we really appreciate that. And I really appreciate you guys swinging by here. I need to move this. How do I get this back in? Oh, there it is. Restore chats. There we go. Anyhow, but we do appreciate you coming in today. Once again, April 17th. I hope everyone here had a fantastic Easter. I did. I slept parts of it, I guess. I was very tired. We flew back in. I landed at the airport at 5:30, and we drove. Sam dropped me off at my church, and I went to the Easter service at 6:45. Made it just in time. Ran in, changed to his suit, came back out, and was good to go. Then I went and slept for like 30 minutes between services. Okay, folks. Anyway, until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Dice Tower Live Q&A. All right, so where were we?
All right. Who is next?
Sir, Fatso McGriffith is here.
Bring him in.
Hello, King.
Oh. Why are you carrying that huge bag on your back?
They're all my board games. And I'm going to a local convention.
Whoa. If you leave one here, you'll have less weight to carry.
I shall do so.
Okay. Why are you here?
Well, I'm trying to lose weight, and I'm having problems doing it.
Well, one way to lose weight would maybe be to stop eating so many humans.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's a tough life. I'm so hungry, and when I see them, they're so delicious.
Go play at your board game convention.
I'll do so. It's called Giant Con.
Oh, that's original.
Yeah, I know.
Who's next?
I'm here.
What do you want?
I want to tell you I love you. Get off me.
You try this every time.
I know.
Who's next?
Hello.
No, you cannot play board games with me. You're too slow. All these people come and bother me all the time. I'm never sure how to handle them.
Are you coming home for supper soon?
I don't even know who you are.
I know, but I want you to come over because I'm your biggest fan.
Get out.
I love you.
Are you kidding me? I can strike you with lightning from the sky.
Sorry. Oh yeah, one last thing. Do you have a top 10? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Go to your convention, get those bags of everything, stop eating humans, and get on a weight loss program stat.
Fine.